How to be successful without going to college. So I have to tell you a couple stories here from multiple people that live a fantastic lifestyle without ever stepping school into formal education. Okay. And this pattern repeats over and over again. I did a video not too long ago about the difference between poor people and rich people and the patterns that seem to stand the test of time across the board. And so we're going to get into a lot of those. If you guys haven't heard or don't know who Ty Lopez is, Ty Lopez has started multiple $1 million companies. He's got about Radio Shack, so on and so forth, almost into the billions of dollars, if not billions of dollars. But he started with a single mom, raised by basically by herself, right? But his story is he was in a trailer house or an RV with 47 bucks in his account when he first started out. Now, the secret that he did is the same exact secret that my friend over here, Dave Sharp, did. Now, Dave Sharp had it even harder with being a single father, high school dropout, crack addict, a street hustler, turned into multi-million-dollar franchise companies. Okay, not franchises, but multi-million-dollar companies. Okay, both of these individuals have put a huge impact on the world without ever having to go to school, all because they have the same concept and the same message. Okay, Dave Sharp was able to buy his family, his houses, cars, do the vacations, all those things, and he's such a grounded individual. But he comes from a hard background. So does Ty Lopez. Ty Lopez didn't grow up easy either. He started with only 47 bucks in his account at a small age, but he and Dave and anybody else that has major success in life, and it definitely depends on your version of success, of what that is. And really, everybody has a different definition, but there's no doubt in my mind that these two individuals are in that category of successful people and people who we aspire to be like, that have the wealth, they have the health, they have the friends, they have the families, they have those relationships. Okay. And they're most often, when you hear them talk, they're happy with the way their life is going. Now, the one concept these people all have across the board is they read regularly. Now, there's very few of us in the modern world that like to read past high school. Most people barely read a book a month, maybe one book a year. Some people never ever pick up another book in their entire lifetime. So why is that important to you? Who cares? I'm not going to read, Colton. I said this exact same thing. So there was this time when I started working in sales. Okay. My first week, I did good. I made $800 in 2.5 days, three days. I made 800 bucks. That was the first time I was like, holy shit. I didn't have to pick up a shovel. I didn't have to dig ditch. I didn't have to work in the back in the kitchen. I didn't have to deal with people I didn't want to deal with. Right. I was like, this is amazing. And then fast forward about a month and I was making like 20 bucks every week. And the company that I work with, the franchise I work with, one of my mentors, she sits me down and she goes, look, have you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad? I was like, I don't read, Mel. I'm not a reader. Okay. And she's like, well, you need to read this book. She made me download the Audible on my phone, so audiobook. And she says, listen to this on your next drive to your next location. I was like, fine, I'll do it. And the Rich Dad Poor Dad blew my mind. And that's when I went from making like 20 bucks every week or maybe 200 bucks every week to making $1,000 every 4 days. I only worked 4 days a week instead of working the entire freaking week. Right. And I made more money than most people. It was because of the knowledge that I got that I didn't know that I had. The crazy thing with us humans is we're the only species that can learn from other people. Warren Buffett has a great quote. We all learn by mistakes, but they don't have to be our own mistakes. Okay. The people that make it in this world learn from other people on purpose. Okay. You're struggling with health. You're struggling with love. You're struggling with your happiness. There's books out there that you can sit down and read 1 hour a day, 20 minutes a day, And these are people that have the lifestyle you want, that have the stuff you want. They'll tell you how to get there. Majority of the reasons why people don't want to read books is poor people and broke-minded people will make up reasons for that don't make sense at all. The number one reason for people not reading books is like, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Okay. The reason most of us don't want to read books is because we were forced to read stupid fucking books in school that made no sense at all, that have no relevance to our life ever. Okay. So there's a finite amount of books that we do need that do better our lives. These are big bibliographies about people like Sam Walton. Okay. Tai Lopez talks about it a lot. Sam Walton was one of the richest people in America. He invented Walmart, still one of the biggest companies ever created. And he wrote a book that you can buy for $5 on how he made a multi-billion-dollar, even trillion-dollar company. Okay. People, we learn from other people. We're the only species out there that can do that. People like Dave Sharp. Okay. Dave Sharp's story is the exact same. It wasn't until he started reading books and educating himself on online marketing or sales in general that his life began to change. Okay. Same with Tai Lopez. He at 16 or 15 he had 20 grand. He eventually saved up 20 grand after years, flew across the world to talk to some of the greatest minds ever. And then he put it together in the 67 steps series is what we've been working on for the last 10 days as of this video. So there's 9 more videos about this and much more to come. So make sure you are subscribed. Okay. This guy reads. Warren Buffett was asked, hey, if you could have any superpower ever, what would it be? He said, I would be the fastest reader in the world. This is one of the richest mother truckers ever to exist ever. And he says, if I had a superpower, I would want to be able to read. He already reads 8 hours a day. Now, granted, we don't have to do all that thing. Well, I hated reading too. You're getting preached by a guy who grew up hating reading. I was in summer school one time, 2nd grade, and I was in there for a reading class because I was slow at reading. I'm still not the fastest. Okay. Still not the best writer. I got a lot of dyslexia and problems that seem to come up. And even when I sound out words, they're bad. So when you're on your emails and you get emails from me, they're misspelled. It's because I wrote them. All right. But anyways, I was in class and I wasn't going to read today. I just sat there. Right. And that's unacceptable in school. So eventually the principal came in and I'm sitting crisscross applesauce and he puts his hands underneath my armpits to lift me up. And I swing my leg back, catch him in the nuts. He falls to the ground. I turn around and I just start trying to punch him in the face. Bah, 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 bah. Granted, I'm only in 2nd grade, so I don't know how bad it hurt, but enough to piss him off. And he went and locked me in his office. He literally locked the door, put me in his office. Okay. And I climbed out his window and went back to class because I didn't want to read. I was literally going to fight you if you told me that I was going to read. Okay. And there's a book list of the top books you want to read because not every book is equal. All right. But the way we find out is we still go back to day one. Is he worth a damn? Who wrote the book? What's the book about? Is it what I want to improve on? And then read that book. And you don't have to read a book from cover to cover. There's no rule. Okay. There's no rule about how much you need to read books. We need to just read a book to get the gold and move on. So 20 minutes, get a gold nugget and move on for your day. Like you don't have to sit down and read an entire book. Okay. That's a rule you made up. Okay. Break the rules. Okay. Not the laws, but break the rules. There's no rule that says, hey, I got to read a book from cover to cover before I can move on to the next one. Okay. Just 20 minutes, 15 minutes a day. You get the gold, right? You get the gold out of the book and then you just move on with your day. Okay. And you're going to be step by step. We get ahead. Your life will slowly and surely get much, much better. This is a pattern. This is a pattern of ultra successful people. Anybody that has real influence, real success, this is what they do. Okay. If you want to have a better life, you have to do the things that the people that have that life do. It's a very simple concept to me. Most people are not going to do it because of their limiting thoughts in their head. They make up rules so they don't have to. Quit making up rules so that way your life sucks. That's what most people do. They make up stupid rules just so they can be miserable in their fucking sorrow. All right. And there's literally everything you need out there is already available. It's available right now. Most of it is for free. Okay. And if you don't want to read books, just do audiobooks or download the 67 steps from Ty Lopez. This is like only $5. Okay. And you can have access to the easiest and fastest way to learn from some of the smartest and most successful people in the world. Ty Lopez did all the work for you, so you can learn all these lessons. You don't have to make the mistakes by yourself, because we only have a finite amount of time and energy. Okay, those two resources it takes to fuck up on your own. If you mess up, it takes time and your energy to mess up. Or you can get ahead of that and know that it's coming and learn, right? And learn it and know that lesson before it happens. Okay. Same with Dave Sharp here. This is for the overworked employee who wants to who started a profitable online business in his limited free time, which is me. Okay. I was working 80 hours a week while I was still building my online business. Okay. Now I've been full-time for 2 years. My first year, I only made 10 grand. But this right here is the blueprint that I follow. These 15 days right here from someone that's already made multi-million dollars in 3 separate companies. You think you can learn something from him, Dave Sharp? He literally gives you the blueprint. Literally gives you the blueprint. This is $7. $7 freaking dollars. Okay. So how does this have to do anything with going to college? Neither one of these guys went to college. Neither one. I went to college just to wrestle. Never got a degree because I thought it was total bullshit. I only wrestled until my scholarship money was up and I had to start paying for the bills. And then I went and started doing the adult life because wrestling doesn't pay the bills. Okay. Even if you're in the Olympic level, very rarely are you going to be able to pay bills in wrestling. Okay. Jiu-jitsu, maybe. We started over again. I'm doing some jiu-jitsu. Found a schedule. I went yesterday. I also have the wrestling mat in my room to roll with my buddy Jaden here in the house. So the question for today that we need to answer in the comments below is, what has been your biggest excuse for not reading? And what reading book pace are you going to commit to? So how many books are you going to read? Once a week is good. One book a week is awesome. Just 20 minutes a day is fantastic. You don't have to read a book cover to cover. Okay. The 67 steps .yescolton.com is down below. All the links for everything is down below in this YouTube video. So you can get started and start with the right information, because if you don't, what's going to happen? You will have to make mistakes that you could already have the answers to. Let me say that again. You are going to make mistakes that you could have already had the answers to if you download the 67 steps and the 15-day business blueprints. Those two things combined, you got your mindset and you have the actual tech, how to, where to click, where to go, what to say, how to do that. How often should I get that done? Those are here for you right now. If you don't get them, you will stay where you are and be where you're at in the next 2 to 5 years, guaranteed. Because rich people read, poor people make excuses on why they can't. I love you, my friend. Make sure you go watch the other 67 steps that are on this page so you don't miss out on this series. I'm going again tomorrow. The video will be up again tomorrow. We're doing this every single freaking day. I'd really love to learn more about you. Go ahead and comment some of your questions, concerns, and tell me what book you're going to read. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is definitely on the top charts. Magic of Thinking Big. I will put together a list for you of the top books and greatest mindsets. Ty Lopez has already done that inside the 67 steps. So that would be a great place to start. I love you, my friend. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.